Let's face it, everyone's sex drive runs out of gas every once in a while. Well, Mother Nature has more renewable energy than you imagine. Terri Trespicio, senior editor of Body and Soul, has some natural supplements that can boost your libido, and she is with us this morning. Terri,
right.
Good to see you. Got me a little tongue-tied here this morning. Now, we've always heard oysters are a great aphrodisiac, but I don't see those on the
oysters
table.
have been linked with romantic love for centuries, but unfortunately the science is not really bearing up under that. People who love oysters will say it gets them in a mood because they love oysters, but there's a lot of zinc in them. Yeah, but it's really more mental than anything else.
So you got a couple of things right here.
We have
I see the peppers and chocolate.
Yep, there are a couple of foods here that do boost your libido a little bit. One is chili peppers, and that's because they're loaded with capsaicin, which increases blood flow and gets your heart pumping, gets you feeling a little warm, and these are all sounding very familiar. It kind of simulates a sexual response.
So you talk about
add
getting
a
hot.
few to your meal. Yeah, it actually does physically, literally heat things up. Chocolate, dark chocolate, one of the great pleasure foods. High in nitric oxide, which helps the production of certain hormones, which can also make you feel pretty good. You know, you want to have, maybe an ounce a day. You're not looking, if a little is good, more is not better.
Too much chocolate, it becomes a love repellent.
Right, love repellent, right. And that's why it's important, too, to remember that one of the easiest aphrodisiacs is to exercise and actually boost your libido big time.
Now, you got some pills here, aphrodisiac in pill form, so to speak. This is Maca.
Maca. We're going to start with two that are great, recommended for women and men. And important to note that there are some contraindications for some of these medications, so you want to talk to your doctor first. Maca is also called Peruvian ginseng and is grown in the Andes. So high in the Andes where the air is thin, and so people need to feel a little stronger, kind of kick their endurance and their stamina into gear. That's what Maca does. It doesn't happen immediately. You take it as a tonic. After a couple weeks, you might start to feel a little more vivacious.
So it's a week that long.
Well, it depends, again, on the person.
Schedule, folks. Schedule.
Yes, schedule in advance. This stuff is not instantaneous. Mirepoix comes from Brazilian rainforest tree, and can actually also help stimulate testosterone production, may raise blood pressure, so careful about that.
You really do have to check with your doctors on all these.
You really
these
do. I mean, they're gentle. You can buy them over the counter, but that doesn't mean they're not potent.
And the Damiana.
For women in particular, Damiana has been used traditionally for women. And let's say most of these have been traditionally used for men because it's only recently that anyone really cared how women felt about sex.
Oh, that's terrible.
Damiana helps give your libido a boost, much like progesterone, which imitates the feel of a female hormone. So that's one to try. And lastly,
just droplets.
Droplets, Yohimbe, which is probably the world's most famous sexual stimulant.
Really potent stuff.
Be very careful with this. Too little, you won't feel anything. Too much, you might get a headache, anxiety, so restlessness, sleeplessness.
Heart rate goes up?
Yes, so you want to be really careful about taking it.
I'm speaking like someone who's tried this stuff, but I have not.
Well, as you know, Chris, it makes you a little nervous. Here's a couple drops in there. You want to give it a try? A little sip, see how it makes you feel?
The crew just backed up 10 feet.
It will. See how it tastes.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's really...
Well, it does work right away on your nervous system, so you want to be careful about that. But again, all of these are good to try, but in the short term.
Great, Terri. Thank you so much. Good to see you once again.